What is going on, All Terrain Nation? Whether it be two-wheel drive,
four-wheel drive.
I knew you'd come in there. It does not matter what you drive as long as it's got that big blue badge on the front of it that says F-O-R-D on it. Isn't that correct?
Ferd?
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 Oh, what are we, Swedish now? The Ferds?
The Ferds.
What is going on, everybody? I hope everybody's having a fantastic, and I do mean that, a fantastic Monday. Mine's been pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. I got a bunch of cuts and stuff on my arm. I've been in the woods today, but doing what I do.
Mine was good because I got to open the windows.
Here, come on over. Here, I'll enjoy. I'll share the screen with you.
Thanks. Look at you. You're so sweet.
But you got to open the windows, huh?
I got to open the windows. Thank you for the reminder or the heads up that the weather was going to be very nice today. He did call me today and said it's going to be really nice. You need to get outside. You need to work outside. And
didn't say work.
Unfortunately, I'm too much of a numbers nerd and I need multiple screens, so I can't really work outside. So, but
nerd alert.
I did go topless on my lunch in the Bronco.
Oh, in the Bronco? Did people
not
honk?
that kind of topless?
Sorry.
No. Oh my God.
This was about to be a really
it was 75 degrees here in Middle Tennessee.
It was very,
today.
very
It was
nice,
gorgeous.
man. Just beautiful. And it's that perfect supercell weather, which means
Oh my gosh.
we are 43 days away from
Oh,
Bronco Super
that's
Celebration.
I have nothing ready.
You have nothing ready? Hey, guess what? We don't either.
Yeah, we do.
We have a lift. We have an air compressor. We have some bumpers, some skid plates.
Well, guys, I gotta go.
It's a family show, Kelly.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, we have a lot of work to do. Really, I mean, the lift's the biggest chunk of it. Or I talked to Bumper Guy today, and he said get a week turnaround, just like he told
Sweet.
Mark. So
Sweet.
Easy come, easy go there. And guess what, everybody? Cat skin alert. March.
Oh, that's right. We got to do that too.
29th. The cat skins get installed,
Funny
and
clothes.
so everybody can leave me alone now, including cat skin. I'm playing, of course, but no.
Wow.
No,
Dick
finally,
move.
we've had them in a box literally almost
Yeah.
a year. We got them the week before Supercell last year.
Yeah, and we couldn't get them in time.
But yeah, so the cat skin. So if you're coming to Supercell, you get to see those nice soft leathery seats that make me all excited.
Yeah, which I don't know if you noticed this, but the marine grade vinyl did like discolor a little bit in the back seat. I don't know if you've seen that. So like somebody had told me it's like watch out for sunblock on the seats. And I'm pretty sure when I had taken Sid to softball camp last summer, pretty sure some sunblock got on the seat from one of the girls
And you can see
that
the legs.
transported. No, but you can see like the spot on there where it was. So I'm pretty sure. So watch out, marine grade vinyl folks. Keep that sunblock off of there because
What a weird thing though, because you
I know, 'cause
encourage
they're
people
marine
to
grade.
No, but you encourage people to remove the doors.
Yeah.
Take the top off, enjoy the sun,
Right.
the open air experience, as
Yeah.
they like to say. And then you're like, whoa, don't use sunscreen though. Sorry, pale people. You're not invited to Bronco Club.
I mean, and I don't know that that's what caused it, but just process of elimination tells me that's got to be what caused it because we've not had any other like
Yeah.
chemical on them.
Well, I'll kill a
So stay
daughter.
tuned.
I'll kill a daughter if the new cat skins get screwed. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say.
Wow, you just
She goes
You just
missing. We
admitted to
all know
first
what
degree.
happened.
do what?
If she goes missing, we all know what happened.
know.
Right, that's what I just said.
and
You
Would never do that. But yeah, no, I'll delete
Yeah,
the show
way
as
to
soon as
save your
possible.
ass.
wow.
Speaking of that, if you guys don't know, you have to go to All Terrain Nation Live. If you're looking for the replay, I guess
ATN live.
no, All Terrain Nation Live. It's just titled ATN Live, but it's All Terrain Nation Live.
Oh.
And because believe it or not, ATN in India is a big deal. It's a news company or something. So I tried. Trust me, I tried. But if you guys want to watch a replay or you're looking for like you want to share this somehow and certain clip out of it, All Terrain Nation Live. We have 106 or 7 subscribers now. We need 400 more. So it's 500 subscribers now to be monetize that channel.
Oh, it's not 1,000?
They've lowered the bar.
Oh,
So,
interesting.
We only need like 400 more of you people to do that. And I'll drop a link here in just a second. But Allie McBeal, how is going on? What is going on? How is the Ford business? How is Allie?
How was the Monday?
We know from coming in your house.
We
that- or
know, but not
from you
everybody else
walking
knows.
in your house that the dog decided to rearrange things.
She did. She's fine. She doesn't have a brain tumor. Screw it.
Right.
That's right.
She's
But-
not showing you anything, right?
Yeah. Everything's good. Everything's fine. Let's leave it at that tonight. There may be some changes coming soon that everyone will find out about, but we'll see.
Well, I feel like it's like wild time, animal time today because maybe it's the weather because so
Possibly.
I think we may have maybe we haven't told you all, but our cat was diagnosed diabetic
I don't know that we've
about
talked about this.
3 weeks
I don't
ago.
think we've talked online about it, but I know you guys have posted it on your Facebook.
Yeah, so I don't know if we've talked online about it, or on here, but our
might
cat,
have.
so our cat was missing for 10 days in December. We found him again, 10 days. He was really puny, felt like crud. So I took him to the vet, got a shot, got an antibiotic, started to look better. Snottiness still wasn't gone. So I took him back to the vet. He got a shot. A week and a half or 2 weeks later, started peeing a lot. And I took him to the vet, and the vet was like,
what is this, Vet Nation?
well, I'm just letting people know like the warning signs. So like the cat was,
You want to talk about Vet Nation? I will go over my medical bill.
I'm sure you will. So I took him to the vet, and the vet goes, he's diabetic. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me.
I did tell you that though.
You've got to be kidding me, because like we selfishly for us, we got a cat because we knew they would be low maintenance for us to be able to travel. Like
enough.
you can put food out, put litter out, put water out, make sure everything's good, and they're going to be fine. Well,
Half
then
the
we get
time
a
they don't want to
diabetic
see
cat.
you anyway.
Right. So we get a diabetic cat. So shots twice a day. And for the last 7 days, I haven't had to give him a shot, and I've had to test his blood at home. Let me tell you, testing a cat's blood, not fun. But anyway,
and just like, unless you like being mean to animals.
unless you like being mean to animals.
Which I do. Cats.
But the whole point of this is Flo asked how he was doing on a post that you had just posted. He's doing amazingly well. So we're half thinking that the diabetes was like steroid induced and he might be all done with it. So I'm watching him. So
Yeah.
we're hoping that we
We're
are on
our
the
side.
on the other side of it. So
Well, the cat update was brought to you by White Knuckle Off-Road Products. When you think of cats urinating, you do not think of White Knuckle Off-Road
gosh,
Products.
shut
I'm
up.
kidding, John and Natalie. I'm kidding. We love you guys. But you know the drill. What if I don't do this, Kelly? You'll beat me.
do you all know what he just said while he was pushing that button? I told him I wasn't ready, and you know what he said? I know, that's why it's fun. Butthead.
Oh my
Rude.
god. So yeah, I came home to a destroyed house because of Maya.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Everything's fine. I'm
Randy's
not packed for Supercell. Everything's fine.
Well, I
Yeah.
hope you're not packing ready already.
We haven't packed either.
Yeah,
We
but
share
I
the
need-
cabin.
Yeah, but I need to start putting stuff aside. I have to get through Wednesday. Wednesday's Maya's MRI. That's gonna kind of tell us like everything.
What the next few months are gonna look like.
Well,
Yeah.
hopefully that comes back and nothing's changed. I mean, because that's probably. I mean, obviously you'd like a shrinkage in that, but as long as nothing's changed, you get a good another 6 months or so, hopefully out of your pupperoos,
Yeah.
and that's a big deal, man. And if you guys are new to this, Allie's best friend is Maya. She's around there
My
somewhere, I'm
kid.
sure. And her puppers, you've had her what, 10, 12 years, something
No,
like that?
almost. So I've had her 11 and a half years now.
So, and she got a brain tumor last year, and
Yeah.
with a lot of y'all's support, we were able to help offset a slight bit of that. I won't say
Yeah.
all of it because, well, it's a lot of money. I thought healthcare was expensive for us.
Yeah.
Animals, forget about it.
For sure.
Except for
I
unless it's
will-
diabetes medicine. We did learn animals' diabetes medicine is really, I mean,
Economical compared
Yes.
to human diabetes medicine, even though it's the same
Yeah.
thing.
It's a lot. It's funny. So I actually ran into like the whole reason I ended up like switching vets is because like Maya's primary ended up leaving. I actually ran into her at the store on Saturday, which
Oh, the
was
vet.
which was wild because like I'm standing there and she's like staring at me and she goes, Husky, Maya. You're her mom. I'm like, yes. And like, I didn't like seeing her
Yes,
out
you're a
of the
bullet
office.
point person, right?
Yeah, like seeing her out of the office was like weird. I'm like, I know you. I couldn't put it together. She goes,
Yeah.
Dr. Miller. I'm like, holy shit. I've been looking for you. Like, I had no idea where she went, but like she actually ended up, I missed her by like 2 days.
Oh, so she changed vets.
Yeah. And the night I had to take Maya to MedVet, she got hired 2 days after all of that happened.
Oh, wow.
So, and then she had heard about the review that I left on their website.
Whoops.
Not MedVet, but her old vet place. Because they were horrible. Bainfield of Brighton, if you're in Michigan, never go to them.
Oh, terrible.
But she's like, yeah, I kind of heard about the review. And like, you could tell she wanted to ask so bad, like how Maya was. She was like, how is Maya still? And it was just like, how do you ask?
Yeah,
like,
she knew how detrimental it was at the time that she saw you, I'm sure.
Well,
yeah, so it was very funny. It was very nice to see her. But now I know where she is if there is an emergency again. Which
That's
I
good that you
I
trust
hope
her.
I don't
That's
have to
huge.
see her. But
That's huge.
well, good.
Yeah.
Kelly, you're going crazy with the mouse over there. There's lots of people in here.
I know. It's because I was getting ready while Allie was talking here.
yeah,
Getting you and
now
Maya
she's
beats.
ready.
Well, is she?
I will be here in 2 seconds.
Ding, ding, ding,
Joe, I need a lot
ding,
more
ding.
than a box of wine for this trip, and I don't even drink.
I was gonna say you don't really drink.
Right?
No, but after the week I just had, starting on Thursday and then transpiring in today, I am done.
We did get a drunk Allie text message one time, which was hilarious. You were at a concert.
Oh, I remember
Yeah.
that.
it was very fun.
Yeah.
All right, Kelly,
I'm pretty sure
let's
that
go
was a
I'm
over
Morgan
going.
Wallen concert.
Douglas Blair in the house says cats are all terrain. Actually, they are.
They
have
are
you
four-wheel
ever
drive.
seen a cat
They
like
can climb a tree.
run around?
I've never seen a Bronco jump from table to table though.
Well, give it a chance. Randy Shank in the house. Michael Nice says, ooh, Dave's in trouble. The spreadsheet says he could have saved Mama money on the now available Ford hardtop. Bad Dave.
We're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into some of that news.
Let's see. David Carlson says my Ranger XLT went into production phase on Friday. We will see how long it takes to get built.
Oh, we have a lot of Ranger news tonight, so you want to stick around.
Yeah.
And Peugeot says
Still freezing.
Dave has no interest in saving money on the Ford hardtop. I am surprised that he hasn't traded her Bronco in on his Hummer EV.
No, that
Not
thing
gonna
is
be in the
awful.
driveway.
That thing is awful.
Eric Jefferson in the house. Let's see. Randy says my XLT was built 131. Still waiting.
They are shipping.
Yes.
We'll get into it.
Minall house. Mark King checking in. Honest Smith saying, I'll just be happy with a thin.
Yeah, poor Honest he's waiting.
Well,
He was about 5 months behind everybody of ordering a Raptor.
Mark, thanks for checking in. I know it says he's got a 3 a.m. drive 100 miles. So we appreciate you stopping by. Have a good evening, sir. Or sleep or morning or whatever. Iconic Off-Road says, howdy, waiting on my 24 F-150. Can't wait to be in a Ford supercharged 5.0.
I have heard that the F-150s are starting to ship now too.
Alcione Ford checking in this evening. Laura.
It's Alcione. Alcione Ford.
Jack Evans
Oh,
checking
Lord.
in. Let's see. Dave in Canada. Bonjour.
Buongiorno.
Wrong accent, sir.
Wait,
Zach,
that's French, isn't it?
Canada is, yes.
Oui,
You
oui.
just did.
Oui, oui.
Okay,
There we
that's
go.
somewhat better, I guess. Zach N says, happy Monday. Tell me about your Mustang. I can't afford it, but I wish I could. Have you sold it yet? No, we have not sold it yet. We're still in the process.
You might be surprised how much you can afford.
Um,
Talk to your local credit union.
right. We are still in the process of selling, so it is still up. So if anybody's looking, we are selling under sticker, and it has just over 3,000.
Well,
It
almost.
will have over 3,000 miles soon,
Unless we air freight it.
but it's a 2024.
Yes.
And it's
And you know the plus
well-loved.
about it is, and I don't know if Allie knows this, you realize like it has no auto start stop, and they're putting those in cars now.
Yes.
Even Mustangs are getting the start stop now
Yep,
for
coming up.
for GTs. So it's kind of a rare bird for that. Not that it should make it. It's a less pain in the ass. We'll put it that way. but-
Bob Masters in the house. YouTube Car Spotters Guide, always giving us that great shout out. Yes, please give us that like button, please.
And he gave us a super chat.
Yes, we haven't gotten there yet.
Okay, sorry.
Donald Rash in from Delaware to explore videos, checking in this evening.
Welcome.
Bud Guy 8829. Joshua Rittenhouse saying, "Hey, what's up?"
I ain't seen Josh's name in here in a while.
I know. Bird Dog Off-Road Adventures checking in with us as well.
Jody in the house. We gotta
It-
get
who-
We gotta get Jody back in here.
Who also has a channel. If you haven't, definitely check it out as
Yeah,
well.
he just did a Dometic refrigerator freezer deal.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Kind of wanted it.
Christopher W said, "Finally making it to a live one. Welcome in. Welcome in." Sean Hannon, how long do these normally go on for? So anywhere between like an hour and 20 minutes to like 5 hours.
Well, no, 2 hours.
No,
Really.
I think the max we've done is like 3.5. But
Oh,
Well,
remember
that
when
one
we
tonight.
did the one with overlanding for fun? We couldn't get him off the channel.
yeah, that's why I'm saying.
I think it was like 4 hours.
That's why I
Yeah.
said like 4 hours.
And then we did
sometimes.
Dwayne with Driven Wild Outdoors. We did an interview with him on his channel, and it went on for like 3 hours.
Yeah, it was a long time.
Yeah.
Donald Rash in the house. My first live one as well. Congratulations.
Oh,
welcome in.
guys.
YouTube Car Spotters Guide. Thank you for that 1237 super chat. We certainly appreciate it.
We
Terry
do.
cloth towels on
I love the random ones.
Well,
That's
they know, like
Dave.
the old school guys know, like YouTube's been around probably since day one. But I always like giggle when I get weird super chats. You know, a lot of people just do the whatever it just
I
automatically
just
does.
giggle.
Yeah, but it just makes me silly happy when people do. You know, I see a lot of 556s and the pew pew life. But
Why is my
Yeah,
camera
to
doing that again?
answer you with the terry cloths on the seats. We're going to have to definitely get something to cover the back seats once we get the cat skins in, just because I do want to protect that.
Yeah.
It's an MGV as well.
The
but
dog-
it's a higher end MGV.
the dog has got the ride in the Bronco once, and once those are installed, he's not riding in the Bronco.
Mama has already said no. Mama said no the first time, but
Sorry,
he's still
Allie, I know
got
you
it.
love to ride with your puppy, but I don't want mine. Mine's dumb anyway.
She has to. Hold on,
Unfortunately,
I'm
ours
gonna
gets
fix my
air
camera.
every
Hold
single
on.
way.
Still here.
All right.
Just fixing.
All right.
Kevin Hawthorne in the house. Good evening from Lakeland, Florida.
Yeah.
And let's see. Deal me in for a 2024. I know you were mentioning about the live chat. Hopefully it's working for you now. Are we going to learn anything about the Ranger Raptor, says GC? Yes, we will. We will get there. But if you're new to the channel, we do an
There we
intro at the beginning. We talk a little bit, but then we'll get into the content. I promise you. Walter Valentinuzzi. Bet you couldn't have gotten that one
Walter Valentinuzzi.
because I said it. So what's the news?
Valentinuzzi.
So what's the news on the Ranger 27? We will talk about that shortly.
Me
Valley
and-
Dude 5000.
Me and Allie are going to fight on the 27 news.
You can't keep interrupting me if you want me to get done.
I can.
Firebride 23 says, get to the Ranger news. We will. This is all part of the show.
I don't
so
even
I'm
know
so
the
sorry.
Ranger news, to be honest. So
We'll get there.
Yeah, you do.
no, I don't.
Charles Vance says, tell us about the 24 Ranger. Apparently, all the cat talk and the social talk was too much for everybody tonight. And we're
Well,
so
we get
sorry,
it.
but
We
we'll
get
get
it.
there. Let's see. Sean Hannon says, geez, when I'm assuming it says it. Geez, it doesn't matter where I go for a Ranger info. I got to wait and listen to stuff I don't care about. It's true.
Yeah.
Probably. It's okay.
This must have been shared on Ranger 6G because-
Somewhere.
because I see another one. No wonder they weren't invited to the Ford event.
What
Yeah,
the-
well,
what the
you know
crap?
what? If
Why
you
do
don't
just
like
Google
this- You can leave.
I don't know. Hi, Roman from Chicago. Welcome in. This is part of Ford Talk Monday. So we
Yes.
don't just get into the business. We actually talk about it.
We
and
have-
like our community as well.
Yes.
So that's kind of what you're seeing here from us. Ragnar Khan, welcome in. Thank you.
Pizza Hut, may I take your order?
Let's see. Interesting. Leon Walker, you are not alone because we do cover all the brands.
Yes.
Says, I'm the oddball here, I guess. I have a 24 Colorado Bison on order. Don't hate. We're not gonna hate. You're
No.
welcome. You're welcome to be here. We actually did a review on a Bison.
No. we
No,
did
not a Bison.
AT4X and
No,
ZR2.
What did we have in the driveway from
Oh, that was
Chevy?
that was the big Silverado Bison.
Yeah, we had the Silverado Bison. So we did do a review on the Silverado Bison. So
We like Chevrolet.
let's see. Okay, there it is.
All right. All right. So there you go. So like I
Ragnar
said-
Khan says, I'm just here for marital nation and random puppy interruptions.
That's right. That's right.
Welcome
So-
to Monday Night, folks.
But if you guys are new,
Hey, Bryce.
we've built a community here over the past 3 years, and we like to talk to everybody and just kind of I think people other than the new people seem to enjoy
Right.
enjoy this part of the show. But okay, we'll get to it. This
I mean, if it's useless to you, Firebree, that's okay.
yes, and we have some mods here that can make you disappear. So anyway, so we'll get into a little bit. Allie.
No, Joe, you're welcome to share it on Ranger 16.
Oh,
We're
of
glad to
course.
have you all. We just wanted to let you know that this is a Monday night.
Yes, I have some beverages that I like to partake in, and we like to BS a little bit. So, Allie, I was caught off guard last week because there was, you know how those Facebook, you ladies especially know in the women's Bronco groups that sometimes
the
just
group that I love so much.
yes, but
that makes
sometimes
me
some
wanna
BS
head
just
for the
We
starts,
do love it sometimes.
some BS starts floating around, and you're just like, you call BS out. And I've been tracking the Ranger. I've been tracking the Ranger before for 3 years now. I've been following through Australia. I've been talking to people in Australia, Ford people in Australia. Like I've been deep into Ranger for a long time because and
A little
Allie,
too long.
Allie knows the Raptor has been my dream midsize truck. Like this is my dream
Wait,
truck. Now
You're
we're getting one.
You're getting a Ranger Raptor?
I know, who knew?
I know,
The
but for the new people,
New to
Um,
me.
well, let's not say that, please. Because I did order
We have
it through
an
Brighton Ford.
email that says differently.
Well, those can change.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I've been tracking this truck for a long time, and we cover everything. We do these Ford shows because we covered Bronco for a long time, and just got to know the community, and the Ford community in general really took us in, and we've had a really good time with the Ford community. But yes, so I ordered like many. We were invited to the press launch of that vehicle. We were the last people to leave.
Yes.
Because I didn't want to leave the truck. I was very happy about it. And I will still, even though I'm very excited about this, I will give an honest review of this truck when we get one.
Oh, for sure.
And ours is due, I would say middle of April, maybe is when we'll see ours.
All I'm
But
saying is that I'm leaving April 16th.
You don't know anything about the Bronco, so
Okay.
I mean that thing. Ranger.
But so yes, so there was some news that came out last week, or somebody was a brother of a friend of somebody, and they showed a picture of one sitting in somebody's driveway, and it was just a production mule that everybody, after they get production where they want it, people can, you can be assigned, hey, I want to drive the Ranger, whatever that the plant's building. They will allow you to drive those. You know, if you're management, really, it's not just any worker out there gets to drive those. But so this person posted a picture of this thing just sitting, and the lady was like, it's in my garage, my blah, blah, blahs, whatever the story was. You know, they're been given they've been given the okay to buy. And if you don't know, they build these things and they're not allowed to sell these till Ford says the plant quality meets where we want it to be. They have to have so many days of no F-ups. And just in general, the vehicles in general have to be quality too. And I've seen a lot of BS going around of like, oh, well, they're putting them on hold because software glitches, this and that. It's like, no, if they built the vehicle and it's sitting in the lot, they are not going back to that vehicle to like, hey, let's tinker with this in a little bit.
But in their defense, those assumptions would make sense because how many Broncos did we know that were sitting waiting for chips?
That was a different story.
But I mean, if you think about it, it's easy to logically go that
Yeah.
route
Yes.
and think that that's the reason.
Yeah, we've definitely been down that path. But so I haven't checked with my source for a while on that. And because what I was told was end of March, 1st of April is when we expect the okay to buy. Press release or press launch is the 14th and 15th, if
Press
I remember right.
Mhm.
I didn't push on that, honestly. I probably could have pushed that button and been invited to that trip, but we're getting one. So I don't know what that was going to do for us, because a lot of cases, which there's a lot of auto journalists out there who we love, they do a good job within the given time. We know what it's like to you get sometimes with these 20 minutes, and that's all you get with this vehicle, and you've got to somehow make a 10-minute video
Yeah.
and talk about all the
Or
features
multiple 10-minute videos.
and shorts and all that. So I'd kind of put that on the back burner. Like I've been tracking Ranger, but it wasn't my priority right now of like keeping up with. And then that news come out, and I'll be honest, I'm going to eat crow on this because I told the person, I was like, April 1st. And then I just happened to reach out, and then me and Allie were talking. I was like, yeah, have you heard this? And you said, yeah, we got one yesterday. We got a Ranger in yesterday. And I was like, son of a bee. What
Well,
is going on?
And historically, Ford has not okayed to buy until after the press. Like they essentially tell the press, okay, here's your date that you are no longer embargoed, and
But-
essentially that's the play button, and then they allow them to sell.
Yeah.
So,
But to be fair, though, when I also reached out to somebody, I'm not gonna drop his name.
Yeah.
You don't want to give
Right,
their name
right.
and address and phone number? Come on.
No, it's super weird. He said it was very few that actually made it out.
Yeah.
Very,
I think
like,
you had told me like 50 something the first day or something.
52.
Which, yeah, that doesn't sound like a lot, but I'm sure they're heading just to local spots. And I want everybody to know too, just because you were early allocation, even on Ranger Raptors, that doesn't mean anything. It does not mean that you're getting your vehicle
It does
first.
not
It's
mean
not.
first in, first out. Unfortunately, you can be sitting
Mm-mm.
there for a minute. Ask Bronco people.
Yeah.
And I've seen some people talking about that. Well, they're going to be a truckloads of these things moving out. No, that's not how
No,
that
they're
works
not.
either. They put their, if they've got a truck taking 2 Mavericks somewhere, they've got a truck taking a Bronco to the same
Mhm.
area. They might throw one of those Rangers on that trip. That's how they work. They don't just ship. They
And
don't
I
just ship 'em.
honestly feel like they did this to hit a deadline.
Probably.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm sure there was probably a 3rd-tier deadline of like, look, man, we're backing up. We need this gone. And I'll reach out to, old Mike over there, Ford PR, and see what he has to say about it. And, but there's never because another thing we've been questioned about on this news was, well, Ford didn't put anything out. That's internal business. They don't put out
Well,
internal business.
Technically,
They
they
don't.
don't have to.
And then I get questioned sometimes, where do you get your information from? Because Ford didn't tell, they're not putting, like, I've been embedded with Ford now for almost 4 years.
Yeah.
Like, I've worked hard to get my contacts within Ford. And then Allie, who is a salesperson for Brighton Ford, she has her own contacts. And plus she works in the business. Like she tracks. Allie's one of the best, I will say this, that I've ever seen of like knowing where your customers' vehicles are in shipping and in every category of delivery that I've ever seen. Because even though we loved the guy we had here in Murfreesboro, he didn't keep up with it like
No.
Allie does.
And
so.
she'll also be the first one to tell you that information that's floating around on that forum or that whatever is like, that's completely wrong. Like, you're not being given the right information. So she's here to make sure that everybody gets the right information that is allowed to get out. Let's be clear. Like,
yes, it's not.
Allie doesn't give us information. Let's just be completely clear on that. She doesn't give us any information. We are customers to her from that perspective. We get our own information. So just so y'all know.
But anyways, I just wanted to go clarify that a little bit. So yes, the okay to buy has happened for Rangers, not Ranger Raptors. That's supposed to be, I think it was maybe today or tomorrow for Ranger Raptors. I don't know. I think we're number 1 with Allie, than them, and ours hadn't been built yet. But ours gets built in 2 weeks, I think. But so I know 19th. A lot of the Ranger Raptor guys, which is the enthusiast part of that. Let's be honest, Ranger in general, great vehicle. I can't wait to do some long-term testing with one. It's not an enthusiast vehicle. There will be people who build them up, want to off-road them or whatever they want to do to them, lower them, have a lot of fun with them. But it's very minuscule in Ford's numbers. Now, Raptor, that's a whole nother animal that definitely has an enthusiast crowd. And I've seen it on Ranger 6G like crazy. Ford has a hit on their hands. If they only sold 2 of them, I think those people would beat each other up to want to be one of the first to get it.
And they would not go for sticker.
No, unfortunately those wouldn't. And that's another thing. I've seen a lot of people paying over on this thing with the interest rates the way they are right now and the ability of the internet to find dealers. I don't think I would ever pay sticker. Our friend with Alcione Ford who posts up in here, she has a Bronco Raptor right now for 1,000 under invoice or something.
No,
not under
1,000
invoice.
under MSRP.
MSRP, that's right. But and that's a good deal. But I still see Bronco Raptors, people trying to get over invoice for this thing or over MSRP on these.
It's crazy.
But it is what it is. The Rangers, though, you will start seeing it takes about a week and a half, I think, for dealers to start seeing them. I think locals, the reason, well, we like Allie for one thing, but one of the reasons we deal locally with Allie is because she's she's near the plant. So we feel like once it's built, there's a chance that we can get ours quicker.
here's the way we look at it. There's less transportation that's necessary once it does get on a truck. We're not waiting for it to come to Nashville.
And Brighton Ford has a reputation. They had a Bronco get built that day, get delivered that day, get sold that day.
Yeah.
so that's very inspiring. So if you guys are ever interested, we're not making anything from recommending Brighton Ford, except they've treated us great on the Mustang that we bought, the 24 Mustang, and I'm sure we're going to get the same excellent service. So check out Brighton Ford in Michigan. And that was to wrap that little rant up. That's the thing I was saying. Don't pay over. Part of the fun of us getting like the Mustang was flying to Michigan.
Yeah.
Getting that car and then getting to experience that car. It was a 9-hour trip, but we learned a lot of things about that vehicle that we wouldn't do on a normal press trip. And it might take us 100%. A few weeks, even.
And that's the thing, like, because you're sitting there, like you're forced to kind of mess with it, which is kind of the fun thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Valley Dude 5000 bed spray on trucks, yes or no? I'm 100% always bedline.
Yeah,
bedliner. I don't want a vehicle. I think Allie, we talked a little bit about trying, because you were like, yeah, you'll probably get it quicker and we could have it Linexed.
Yeah.
Probably for around the same price, but I think we accidentally ended up ordering bedliner. So
I don't remember.
I guess we'll know when the sticker comes in. Yeah, we'll see.
Our sticker should be in next week, and I'm going to do a whole video on breaking down the sticker again.
I honestly don't remember at all, because I know they had a constraint on bedliners at some point, but I don't know if that was ever lifted or not.
Well, if I remember right, let's see. Packages, advanced towing.
Exterior? Bottom.
There it is.
Maybe not.
It doesn't say. I'm pretty sure though. I've seen where we did bedliner on it, which is fine. I would rather, honestly, I'd kind of prefer a factory bedliner. But yes, for me, we would bedline our vehicles all 100% all day long.
And yes, Roman from Chicago, as you can see on the screen, yes, Shelter Green is our build. So for those that are new to the channel, we actually put in 2 orders because of the mix up when the initial ordering came out. We're told it had to be one way, and then they were told, no, we're not going to accept those the first way, so you have to do it a second way. So that, if you look at our order date, that's like we ordered it day 1, but it's showing that's when Brighton Ford was able to change the process, because Ford kind of made a mess of that from the get-go. So we were kind of gambling. We didn't know if we were going to get Azure Gray or whether we were going to get Shelter Green.
Right. Was it going to cost us $1,000 more? Or
right. So this is where we landed. And this was Dave's first choice. When it was all said and done.
Code Orange would have been my first choice.
But you can't always have what you want.
But this is so Code Orange was the launch color for the vehicle in Australia and Indonesia and those markets. Well, the Shelter Green is the launch color for the vehicle here in the United States, and I would prefer to get the launch color generally. I find
Ford video guy.
Wait, hey, Tim, welcome in.
I'm late.
Yes, Tim is another option for a good dealer as well.
Yes, and I believe Tim and them, if you order your vehicle, they do not do any kind of silly business like that.
Yeah.
And Allie, I think you guys are the same way, right? As long as you order a vehicle, there is no
funny business.
Yeah.
Dealer stock is something different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I understand. Like, and these are vehicles, like, I don't think a lot of customers, especially for Ranger, I don't think a lot of customers
like if someone backs out of one, we are probably going to mark it up $5,000.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to back out, so I promise.
I'm sure.
That. If I have to give plasma.
But yeah, for customer orders.
But yeah, so a lot of people are kind of new to Raptor, and generally Raptors, you get to order. I know there's always some that order, but usually dealers order them. And yes, you always see Raptors marked up. It's the one vehicle that for whatever reason dealers are, because I guess they're so limited to get. And I think year 1, they're only building 5,000 of these things. And I would say they're probably going to keep it around that every year. They don't want to flood the market with these things, or else Ford's not going to be able to. I guarantee you our vehicle is $58,000. I guarantee you next year, or at the end of model year, which is August or so, that this truck will be $62,000 to $63,000, and then 6 months later it's going to be $68,000 or so. That's
if you look at historic increase.
Yeah. So, but with Raptor, yes, they're hard to get. If you did, I mean, I'm going to pick on people for paying over, but if you have a deal with your dealership and you're willing to do that, I'm not saying that you shouldn't. because I don't care. I know, remember Bronco, people were like, well, you're just making the dealers all want to do it, this and that. And they were all bitching about it. And I was like, no, that's not how it works, man. The only time that I've seen some silliness is when Bronco Raptor launched at $72,000 and Ford got tired of dealers really marking them up. They were marking them up $30,000
Yeah.
from the get-go.
Well, and again, for those of you new to the channel, we were one of those where our dealer tried to mark it up $30,000 over because they didn't realize that ours was a special order because it had the wrong color window sticker and nobody paid attention to it saying special order versus retail order, and they
54,000. They were trying to get 80,000 or something for
84,000 because it was $30,000 over. So,
but so far as Raptor news, I think you will start seeing them. You're going to start seeing pictures. Probably there's always people from the Detroit area that like to take pictures and start flooding the interwebs with, oh, I see one on a truck. And that's always exciting.
Yeah.
You know,
because once you start seeing a move.
Now for Allie's like, damn it, I live like 40 minutes from the plant. I see this shit all the time. Like, it's not that exciting. But for us, it's exciting too.
No, I still get super excited. Like, I geek out over some stuff, and like my friends are like, what the hell is their problem? I'm just like, I like it.
Oh, so let's see. What's the truth about destination charge?
Everyone pays $1 million.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everybody.
There is no truth. Like, there's people across. Map has a dealership across the street from it, and guess what they pay?
Literally, we've seen
it. The same shit.
They pay the same amount, and why that is, it's prorated across the country. Because people in Alaska, could you imagine what shipping to Alaska would be? It would be like $5 or $6 grand per car. It would be a nightmare. So what they do is just balance it out across the United States, and I don't like it any more than anybody else does. But
it's just a standard. It's what all the manufacturers do too.
Yeah,
they do.
I had someone try to argue with me the other day that they weren't paying it. I told them good luck.
Yeah, it's on the window sticker. You guys didn't do that.
I was done at that point. He was arguing everything. I'm like, let me know how that goes. He's like, oh, I'll find a dealer to not charge me. And I'm like, okay.
Hey, good luck.
And Joe, I'm going to argue with you on that one. It's not padding Ford's profits because I'm sure they get a small, tiny kickback, but the delivery, like that's all unionized. The delivery system of all this, like it's very controlled pricing on that stuff, and they are not going to get to play too much. Because I'll be honest, a lot of these vehicles, Ford's making good money. You know, I know people go, well, you can buy them at invoice, this and that, or whatever car you're looking at, but guess what? They're still making good money at invoice. Like it's not affecting their bottom line. No. And I always thought this. I remember the Chevrolet Cavaliers being like 10 grand. You could get one for 10 grand. Now this is before you.
I was going to say, my first one was 21.
But I remember those cars being 10 grand. You look at that car, then you look at the Corvette that at the time I think was like 29 to 30 grand. The same amount of wire. Basically the same sheet metal or whatever involved in it. They're making money on these higher end vehicles.
But there's
a
certain amount of R&D that goes into development of 100%, those vehicles too. 100%. So granted, like when you're looking at it, you can't really compare apples to apples.
Are you saying that Chevrolet did not put the same amount of engineering into the Cavalier that they did the Corvette?
I hate to break it to you, but no, they did not.
You're killing me here.
No, I know.
You're saying the Ford GT is not?
No. Not the same money.
This is actually a very good point, but here's the thing. You also know what's on your lot first.
Yeah.
Let's see. So, Ella, my manager gets mad at me when I get excited when we see a truck show up on the lot. If you guys don't know, Eric is he's a salesperson. I never remember it's
Virginia.
I want to say Pennsylvania.
Virginia. No.
Kentucky, Virginia area, somewhere in there. He saw Dwayne today. So
somewhere he actually drove up and gave Maya a present when she was going through the rough of it.
Well, Eric is from
Virginia.
Okay.
He also had
I was in Pennsylvania, Eric. I'm sorry.
Yeah, car people are car people, man, and that's the great thing about like the Ranger Raptor. These are car people's vehicles, you know.
And when we say car, we don't mean just cars. We're talking all across auto people.
Just cars.
But no, 100% that I.
You are sassy tonight. Your puppy was sassy, so now you're sassy. Ragnar Khan answered it right there. Same thing we said. It's standardized nationwide, and people closest to the dealer get to pay the same shipping to get those to Hawaii, Alaska, whatever.
I would be curious though on the Hawaii one, if those dealers don't get away with doing an extra. I know it's dealer markup essentially, but I wonder if dealers in Hawaii get away with that.
So I actually tried to. I had a girl who wanted to buy a Bronco from me.
Mhm.
She's in the Navy and stationed there to drop ship one because I had allocation.
Mhm.
They were gonna charge $1,800 just for them to check in the car. That is it.
Just for
Wow.
them to check it in.
Yeah. We would do the
So, like-
paperwork. We do everything literally. We drop it. Like, we basically take our inventory, put it in their inventory. Like, it gets there the same way, just like they would get one on the lot. They were charging us $1,800 to do so.
Yeah.
Because
Van
technically
the
they
Man.
don't get the sale. They just have to
How much
wash
was
the
the
car,
question for
gas it, and that's it. But they were charging $1,800.
That's crazy.
I know.
So this is a good question. It comes up quite a bit, actually. Kenneth Gordon, last Friday I saw Ranger Raptors on inventory search. Does that mean they were on the lot? And then Van the Man did respond, and yeah, so no, they're not.
So we saw this we ordered a Mustang last May or something like that through Alley. We ordered the 24 Mustang GT. And as soon as we got a VIN, I was just excited looking on their website one day, and I said, "Hey, Allie, our car is on your website. What's going on?" And can you explain that a little bit, how that works, Allie?
So I don't know if you floor with Ford or if you let Ford kind of help run your website. As soon as there's a VIN on there, it will actually load. So like if you use anything like Auto Trader or any of these websites, like as soon as there's a VIN number, it's loaded on this list. And especially Bronco people, the minute the VIN was on there, it's like, you're trying to sell our car. It's like, we're not. We physically have no control over this when it first goes. So literally we have someone like every week on Thursday, like checking everything, making sure it's not on the websites or anything like that. But if Ford controls any part of your websites and stuff like that, like it happens. I mean, we
Hey,
don't
Tim,
do it
check
on
your
purpose.
email.
Maybe some.
Yeah,
others
it's
do, but
because it freaked me out just for a second, and you were like, "Hey, this is just how it works." But we've seen that, and I've seen that quite a bit on Ranger 6G right now of people, and I saw it in the seventh generation Mustang pages, and it's pretty common that people are like, "Oh, that means they're there," or you get a lot of these dealers go, "It's in transit," and you're like, "They haven't even had the okay to buy yet," and this was like 3 weeks ago. It's like they're not coming anywhere just yet. And once again, Ford does not do a press release. There's no PR move of like, "Hey, we've now given the okay to buy." Dealers they what is it like on a Monday morning or something? You guys kind of get a heads up of what's kind of coming down the pipeline, or
so this one's super fun. Technically, I live 45 minutes away from the plant. My Bronco took from June to October.
Mhm.
wow,
9
Yeah.
weeks isn't so bad.
right?
And there are still delays, there are still shortages. We may
Things
think
still
that
happen.
And
I know-
here's the thing, even though we are seeing toilet paper on the shelves and we're seeing, our inventory. I'm just
4 years later.
well, if you think about it,
Hey,
it's still
COVID's just the flu. Came out.
stop.
It's just a flu.
Stop. We're still seeing the effects of all of that.
I
We're
know,
still
I
not
know.
caught up, so don't
Well, I know
shit
there
talk
was
me.
some inside information going around that they were having some issues with some plastic parts on Ranger. So that I know there was a few of those things that were kind of holding
Somebody
some
did
stuff up.
mention their XLT was showing as well.
So I know there's a way to do this, but we also tag like our retail unit, so we just kind of take them off one by one as long as it's
Hey,
tagged.
Tim, I emailed you, by the way.
You already said that.
Oh, I didn't. I want to make sure he heard it.
He's going to Supercell.
Who Tim is? Yeah, him and his wife.
Yeah, I've been talking to his wife.
Nice.
Nice.
And Valley Dude 5000, thank you so much for
Well,
the
because I
super
thought
chat.
at one point he said that they weren't going.
I don't know. Guess we'll have to find out.
Maybe not. I don't know.
Appreciate that super chat. Says lots of new people here. We are family here. Look at the comments about Allie's dog and Empisho's dad, ATN family, and Ford Talk.
I didn't.
So
Did I
true.
miss the one on MP Show's dad?
I must have missed the
He's in the
comment as well. So
hospital
hopefully
or
everything's
something.
okay. If not, you're in our thoughts.
Yeah.
Um,
Bums
I
me out.
missed that part too. Let's see. There was something I was gonna mention.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Randy says, had a dealer guarantee me a Raptor for only 22 grand over
That's
sticker.
it. That's
Pocket
it.
change. That's it.
Man, you might as well
Yeah.
just get the F-150 Raptor at that point.
What's the
And
problem?
Randy Shank says, I've got a few Aussie goodies for my Raptor if it ever shows.
Nice.
be fun.
Somebody's been shopping. And smart. If you guys don't know, like that was I was doing videos on this thing a year before
Yeah.
Ford announced this
'Cause
vehicle.
we knew it was coming.
Yeah, and I was tracking everybody I could down there, and they have a lot of. Supposedly, I've been told by somebody in Australia it's pretty easy to throw 35s under a Raptor. So maybe in our future, I don't know.
Yeah, that they weren't allowed to do it here in the States.
Well, we got some silliness about that from. There's a pretty well known journalist. I'm not going to spill his name.
No.
I'm not making fun of anybody, but he was like, we were being transported to the press event.
And we were kind of the new kids on the block to everybody else.
Yeah, this van group definitely. And we know Joe and Laura Ratty and Lori and we were talking to them a little bit. And this guy's like, so what do we expect?
It's not Joe that said it.
Yeah, no, not at all. But he's like, so what do we expect to see from this? Because I think 35s, this and that. And I was like, there's no way they're putting 35s under this thing. I was like, would I love 35s from the factory into this? 100%. I said, but it doesn't make sense for this truck. And then we get to the press event and this person's asking Ford PR who does their little spiel about it. And they're like, no, we wanted more up travel. We wouldn't want to limit that for this vehicle, this and that. And
Not here in the States.
yeah, it was kind of nice to see him eat crow a little bit. But speaking of eating crow over there, we've got
No, that's eating crow.
we got the crazy man. We got Mr. Tim Bartz. in the
Tim
house.
Bartz!
Ford video guy.
Tim is we appreciate when Tim does these little drop bys. But Tim, I thought this was a good one for you to jump in on because between you and Allie, you're the salespeople, and Tim, you do a show. Tim's probably the best with Long MacArthur Ford. Probably the best as far as breaking information down, not getting too excited, not just over exaggerating, not speculating. You just give the information out. So what's going on with Ranger for you guys, man? Any word, any coming your way or any? Let us
Did
know.
you know?
I looked up all of ours last night, and none of ours are headed this way yet. They're not in transit anyway.
Right. Right. And like Allie said, it was just such a limited number that they shipped out for some reason.
I think they were
think-
just trying to hit a deadline.
52. So you'd think, is that one per state plus one?
Nah, I
I
can't
know
say
it's
that.
not going to, but I was doing the math. Let the math nerd do the math.
So Allie got what? You got an XLT
Plus
in,
two, my
right?
bad.
STX.
So you got an XL.
XL.
Yeah. And literally it
XL.
was gone. Like in and
Yeah.
out.
Like 3 people saw it. It like came in super late. The guy knew it was coming and it's gone.
And that was an order you said?
Paperwork's been done for he paid cash for it. So we've had most of his money for a while too.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got
I-
F-150s, but not Rangers yet.
Yeah, we just
Tim,
got
you
an
got-
STX in that too.
I think you've said
Yeah.
in the past, though, Tim, you're not a big Ranger dealership, though, right?
No, not really. I mean, maybe 5 a month. I mean, not
Oh, wow.
not too many.
Well,
So.
guys, if you have questions for either Allie or Tim, please jump in and definitely let us know. I know Tim's always so kind. I always email him, and I'm sure Tim's like, "Look,
And he's
man,
always prepping for his next day show
I
because
know.
you always catch him when he's prepping for the next night.
I know."
I debated because I'm actually like we're doing inventory pricing tomorrow, and I'm supposed to go through all the incentives on all of the Ford, all of our 160 vehicles or whatever. So I'm
Tim,
like
you
in the
do know
middle.
you can tell him no, right? Like you can tell him no. I tell him no,
No,
all the
I can't.
time. Yes, you can. You absolutely can.
I need to find out Allie and my wife and scheming about over on the social media. No, I'm
I
kidding.
know
No,
that.
yeah,
Supercell.
we've been planning to go since last year, so it wasn't really a question this year as long as she could get the days off. So
Nice.
yeah, so trying to I'm working on getting a camper though. So
Not
we'll
that I'm
see.
not excited
Hey,
to
Tim,
see
I
you,
dropped-
but I'm also excited to see your wife.
Tim, I dropped a video on us towing with our Bronco the other day. And,
Yeah.
I got thinking somebody asked a question about it because we have a viewer, Steve P., who's probably not in here tonight, but he's coming from Arizona
Mhm.
to Supercell. And he was talking about, he mentioned in my video of like, hey, I thought about buying a camper. Me and my wife are interested in that, but towing. And I thought, what is it?
RV share.
RV share. Like you literally could just pick one up in the area and tow 20 miles, and then.
And when we rented from our RV share, we even considered like I looked at like stopping points along the way of where we were going to. Like if I didn't find something in my local, I kept looking like along our route, because we could plan to stop and pick it up where it's a little bit closer, that at least it takes some of that trip off of you and you don't have to trailer it back and forth. But if you're planning to get one anyway, and what you want.
So I'm kind of in that where I want to get a new one, because like Barb has a lot of allergies with dogs and such. So I mean, cats, dogs. I mean, if somebody's had a cat or dog in there, then she can't even be in there. So, yeah, it's pretty bad. Or like me for smoke. I mean, it's just, not that a lot of people, if they're doing the share, they probably don't allow to. But even just being in there, her smell, she's really sensitive to that. So, we're looking. We haven't decided. We actually found one that we really liked, and the company at the show, it was sold. And I haven't found that same one, and I've gone 500 miles from us and haven't found that one available. Wow. So now we're kind of like, well, it's at Braxton Creek. It's the Becker Radical or something, like 12 ROK or something. So it's not a standee, but we're actually trying to get her talked into doing one of those, because I'd rather be able to stand up and change, instead of just sliding into a bed when as soon as you get into the camper, type of thing. So
and a restroom.
Yeah,
that's the thing for me, is I want a restroom in it.
Well, we're at odds on that. So because of her heightened sense to smell, she doesn't want a bathroom in there. So I get it. So, but yeah, I'm old enough now that I cannot go the whole night without having to get up. So it's like I don't want to walk clear to the bathhouse to go. Anyway, so we're trying to figure that out. But hopefully we haven't figured it out by then. So.
Yeah, that's my thought process too. Christopher says, Tim's the man, helped me with the Tuesday updates and constraints with both my wife's and my new Ford the past 2 years.
Yeah, Tim, you were awesome during COVID, man. Like you kept so many people, and like I just tracked basically Bronco during that time, but you helped so many people with Maverick. Maverick was huge. And I saw today Maverick broke its own sales number or something like that.
We were and that's really cool. Ford was really excited because we're the #1 Maverick dealer last month, actually year to date as well.
That's awesome.
But that was fun. I was like, oh, so we helped you with that. But we were 40 units ahead of second place, which is crazy. We sold 84 last month. Just Mavericks.
Month?
So yeah.
Did you say last month? Wow.
We're like at 145 for the year so far.
So in your area, it's either mini trucks or the big trucks, right?
Well, that's just not in our area. Most of those Mavericks are all over the place. But you can't drive around this town though without seeing 2 or 3 Mavericks on just a trip across town.
I think I've seen one of your names here locally. So
yeah,
there's a lot of people locally that have, like right now we have 60 in stock, and because there's people that they haven't taken them. We've had a lot of people that got tired of waiting or interest rates or whatever. We've had a lot that have turned them down. So we have a bunch in stock right now, but they're not getting up there in age. So that's actually I might talk about this tomorrow night, but probably shouldn't. But Ford has given us 0 allocations the last 3 months of Mavericks, and I'm like, how do you do that to the dealership that has sold that's #1 in sales? We earned allocations that you're not giving us, because Maverick is one that's not automatically allocated. And so it's like, I think what's happening is there's big dealerships in the region that's getting mad at us because we are still, we're almost beating them all. We were #1 in Kansas last year, and we're 2nd or 3rd this last month and year to date in the entire KC region. And they look at that Maverick number and they see why. They're like, it's that Maverick. So if they can get some of those Mavericks their way, then, they take them away from us. And I'm like, that's not fair to us. We earned those allocations. We deserve them. And like, they're actually saying, if we continue the sales volume we are, we will be a negative 142 units of what we
Oh.
sell right now.
Oh, there he is.
Mhm.
Huh. That's crazy, man. Like,
So
they penalize you for selling them.
yeah, so we're not, we have calls into the head of our region and we're not getting any response back. So they're
That's
like,
crazy.
they know that they know we're upset and they don't have a good answer. So it's like, yeah, I don't know.
It's very crazy to me. Like, we didn't learn as much about how the dealer side of it worked until we became good friends with you guys, both of you guys, to know like really kind of
Mhm.
how it worked. Because we could see it from the consumer side,
Mm.
we could see it from the plant side, but we never really got like the dealer experience until we met you all. And it's insane to me how much chess Ford plays essentially with it, like moving those parts around and really playing the market. And it's just insane to me, like how it's all played. Because if you've got the market and you've got the people that are coming to you because they trust you as a dealer, give you the numbers, like sell the parts or sell the vehicles. Like it's
Yeah.
just it's so bizarre to me on how
I'm assuming
seen
they got to spread their love around the country, and they can't just have one dealership dominating sales. I would
Yeah.
assume.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's, I mean, and the hard part is a lot of customers don't understand is that you might have an order in, but it doesn't mean that's always going to just get scheduled and get a production date. The dealer you order with, you have to be careful. You got to figure out, okay, are they like Ranger? If you order with us on a Ranger, we don't have any orders. You might take a month or two for us to get you scheduled for an order, or a build date. Whereas, another dealership, for us, for a while, it was Maverick. You get it, you get a Maverick. Of course, we had so many that, we struggled with that. But I mentioned last month, we had eight Bronco allocations, 0 unscheduled with us. You'd get scheduled. Is that me? You'd probably get scheduled right away for us because we had 0 retails and we had allocations.
Yeah.
And so, in fact, we had stock Broncos get scheduled last week.
So on your show, obviously you were big for Maverick, and Maverick was kind of a weird, quirky thing that I just didn't pay attention to at the time. Like, I was like, oh, that's cool. I just never saw it being a sales leader like it has been. But for you and your show, I'm assuming had a big draw for that. Like you were all in on Maverick. Like you seemed to like the vehicle, and your clients that were watching your show seemed to like it. What's been the response for Ranger? Have you guys like seen any excitement for Ranger, or is it just it's just a truck, people buy it or they don't?
Not really. I mean, Maverick was really weird because I was surprised at how well and it was mainly because nobody else did videos on it. So I'll do videos on every Ford vehicle. I don't like show one. I'm making sure I get a video out, and what a lot of dealers didn't realize is because Ford, the wheels before Maverick, you're gonna be ordered down the road. You'll be able to order it down the road, and it's gonna be online. Well, the Maverick was done differently. It was like you can order now. I mean, it's like Ford, told dealers about it one night, and the next day the order banks opened up, and a lot of dealers didn't know that or wasn't paying attention to that. And then my videos are very helpful. And the only reason the live stream is going right now is because of Maverick.
Really?
The weekly live stream. Yeah, because that started, episode number 1 was because the week before my first live stream, I was at the time doing Tech Tuesday videos, and I says, here's how you'd expect if you have a Maverick of how the hybrid will work on your Maverick when you get one based on the Fusion hybrid made at the same plant. So I did a video talking about that. Well, so many people commented when I made it a premiere video that I'm like, well, maybe we should just do a live Q&A the next week. And I put on Maverick Truck Club, and it just went crazy. How many people just had questions about the Maverick and about how does this production work? How does allocations? I mean, they had all these questions about the process of ordering a custom vehicle, because most people don't do it that way. They go to a dealer a lot. Then that was episode number 1, and it just took off from there. And then I started doing the scheduling stuff, and I'm really surprised Ford lets me do it, to be honest, and doesn't call and shut me down. But they are watching, because occasionally if I mention something that's in a place that of like they say it's a secret, then and I talk about it, they will. I'll get a call. We'll get a call and go. You can't be talking about that stuff. So
Yes.
they're watching and they're aware.
Well,
So,
you know, I think too, a lot of people in this is from Ranger 6G tonight. And I think they need to realize too, like Ford watches all this stuff.
Yep.
They're watching your comments. And I've always said this,
Mhm.
constructive criticism, if you have an issue with a product or something like that, don't just say it's a pile of crap or whatever. Like give some feedback of why it is. And because Ford, I know Ford has their name in a lot of the forums. That's just a PR company that just is there to be like, hi, we're here for you.
So it's
But
funny
they
you
have
say that because I literally am helping someone who works on Bronco Sport. Because like he didn't want to post it because then he's gonna get all these questions. So I literally made a Google Doc form asking if you have a Bronco Sport, have you traded it in for a big Bronco, and why?
Yeah.
And it's like, what options do you want? Do you want a bigger sunroof? Do you want removable doors? Do you want removable panels? And I took all that feedback, sent it back, and now they're working on it.
Nice.
Well, you know, Bronco Sport would be perfect to take on Jeep's Recon that they're trying to build. You know, they're doing the EV version when Jeep's like, oh, the doors will come off. A Bronco Sport would be perfect for that. But that's a whole nother conversation. But I wanted the people in the comments to know that your frustrations on these forums, trust me, they know. They're very aware of it, and they take the feedback and they try to do the best, because I will say I've worked for one of the import companies, Nissan. They have the way of the Japanese have a way of doing business. And I will say, and I've never been I'm big on the big three, but those guys really do. A lot of the people I see in planning for Ford, especially, or that are in the forums watching what's going on, they own the product. They want you to have the product because they know how cool it is. They really, you know, it's like you giving a kid a Christmas present and they open it. You want them to be excited. You don't want them to be like crying or upset, like this isn't what I wanted. They're really watching these forums, hoping that you get the vehicle as fast as possible. And I know a lot of people didn't understand. You two may comment on this, and then I'll bring in Miss Laura here from Alcione Ford. A lot of people didn't understand how bad the strike affected Ranger's review, or
launch and everything.
Launch in general. I'll let you three talk about that. What you guys know of that? Not at once, though. Not all at once. Tim, what? I mean, can you tell some of the maybe your customers here or whoever how that UAW strike affected? Because I know it was supposed to go in production September 1st, something like that, end of August, September, and they were built. A lot of times in manufacturing, they build tests. They'll build one or two a day. They're fine tuning the production of it, getting the robots in line, and then they can kind of get into it. But with that strike, was right in the middle of all that.
Yeah, because and Allie might know more because I think she knows people. But anyway, she might know more than I do. But yeah, that to me, that strike hit right. You know, they were kind of putting off, and then they were going to launch it and start building the customer vehicles, and then that strike happened. So really, until that strike was over, it's almost like they had to start over, I think.
Yeah.
Because when the strike was over so long that they probably had to do it again and start over before they could start the customer orders again.
But here's the thing with that though. It wasn't just like our guys striking. You had the suppliers being laid off. And see, that was like the hardest thing. I literally had to deny a Bronco that this guy waited for. He was a part supplier. He got laid off and waited all this time for this Bronco. And you have to prove income. And I mean, unemployment checks weren't really going to cut it, unfortunately, with his situation. And like everyone's finance situation is different. So I'm not here to get into that. But like, I think it's really different to look at the strike from different points of views. Because I personally don't think I know our inventory wasn't really jacked up because of it, because they kept it really steady on like what they were holding and things like that.
But the last generation Bronco went out of production June or July, somewhere in there. So you guys every dealership's probably been starving. Laura, I'm assuming you guys probably sell a few Rangers because you're Midwest market. So I would think that's a pretty good seller for you guys.
Oh, you're
Laura,
muted.
you're muted, by the way.
That's why we didn't hear her giggling yet.
I know. Nope, you're still
Nope,
muted.
still
she's
muted.
Still muted. What are you doing?
Are you there, Laura? All right,
Oh.
she'll figure it out.
Jack,
You might need to pick the
Laura,
right
no
mic.
giggling yet?
Sometimes I don't have the right mic. So you gotta make sure you get the right mic.
Yeah, Jack Evans said Laura's not giggling yet. We now know why Laura was not giggling yet because her sound wasn't on yet.
I can't unmute her mic.
Still muted.
Where's
Where's Jared?
All right, yeah, we'll pull in Jared.
she's gonna go get hubby.
You were gonna go get IT.
Yeah.
But I know for like little dealerships, I'm assuming, this is just me speculating, that I think for like her dealerships, Ranger's an important vehicle because
Yeah.
she's in a farm, Illinois farm area.
Mhm.
That would seem to be an important truck for the smaller communities.
I would
wouldn't you
think. Yeah, I would think so, unless they're Maverick people like Tim's
I mean,
community
that's the
is,
thing. Even being at the dealer that I am, I still don't think that Ranger was ever like. I mean, we would do 8 a month, maybe.
So with that being said,
Mhm.
then do you, with the interest that you've had from folks for Ranger Raptor and what you've seen around the forums and things like that, do you think that this is going to boost your Ranger sales because of the Ranger? Do you think the Ranger Raptor will bring in different folks
Yeah, because it's a
than what
Halo,
you're used
it's a
to?
Halo vehicle.
I think
It's gonna
Ranger
No, I
attract
know
Raptor
it is,
will
but I'm
try.
wondering from a volume perspective.
I
Do you
think
think
Ranger
this is
Raptor will try, but here's your problem. Ford doesn't make enough of them
Yeah,
because they
it's true.
can't. Because I mean, I think the price point is fantastic. I mean, that's what has everyone's attention right now is the price point. Like the fact that you can get this powerful truck
Oh yeah,
around
what,
60.
55,000,
Like
I think?
why would you spend 50 when you
Yep.
can get a Raptor for 60?
Yeah.
No, I did a video on that talking about comparing apples to oranges. I know with the Bronco Raptor, but they're very similar.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're getting 37-inch tires, suspension similar. I know you're getting the watts set up in the truck. It's more high-speed desert, really, than Bronco is more everything. Where the truck is very specific what it's built for. It's not going to be a rock crawling beast. That's not
Right.
its intent. But yeah, I think they're so similar, and it's a bargain right now. I really do. I think the Ranger Raptor is a bargain in this off-road world.
Yep.
I would agree. So I really do think, and I know we've talked about this before, that I think you would, and tell me what you guys think about this too, is that if Ford could build them, would it be like Field of Dreams? If you build it, they will come. Like, is it going to, would they
would
sell
love it.
enough? Like, would they sell? Do you think they would, even at that 55 or that $60,000 price point? The Ranger Raptor.
What I think they should do is just do the Ranger Raptor.
I would agree 100.
But your guy that ordered was what, an XT? You said
Yeah.
STX,
STX XL.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I
I
mean,
wonder if they made Tremor, if we'd see a lot more sales.
this one in Tremor.
So Tim, that is interesting. I think that there was a lot of people early on. Where's Tremor? When we did the press launch, where's Tremor? Where's Tremor?
Yeah.
It's like I think they're just
It'll-
trying to get the truck going. Let's get
Mhm.
it going.
I think
Let's
they're
see,
doing the
because-
same thing with the Explorer Timberline. Like they didn't announce it, but they teased it in the video of like a tree, and then like you saw the wheel.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think they're doing the same thing. I think it's coming, but they're just trying to get them out.
Well, Ranger is that weird. It's that weird tweener now. If you think about it, Maverick puts up. I mean, it's not F-150 numbers, but it puts up damn good numbers.
Yeah.
And you want to cannibalize that now with a mid-sized truck that's, I mean, I think I priced them. You can almost price an XL somewhere in the Maverick. Like they're can be similarly priced vehicles. Now, I do think that obviously the Ranger is going to have better payload. It's I hate to say a real truck because I think the Maverick is a kind of a Swiss Army knife. It does truck things, but yes, it does car things as well.
I agree,
Roman. What's that?
Sunroof window on the Raptor.
That's a bummer. But I think Tremor's coming. I just think they wanted to let's test the waters. Are people going to like this design? Are they going to accept it? And then they bring it in. And then Tremor is probably $56,000. And because if you look at what Toyota's doing with their TRD program, so you can get a TRD off-road right now. I think it's mid-50s. That's a Tremor for Ford. It's basically the same package. So that's got to push Raptor up, right, Tim? I mean, it's going to make Raptor more expensive.
Probably. And I mean, really, I think the Ranger Raptor is a pretty good price because, I mean, like you were saying earlier, I mean, kind of look at if you want to compare Bronco Raptor to the Ranger Raptor, there's a big jump to go to Bronco Raptor. And I mean, I think you have a pretty good buy there on the Ranger Raptor right now. And I think price will probably go up on that. And, you know, another thing probably we're not seeing Tremor too is the 2.7's not out. So get that 2.7 liter engine, just supposed to be probably job 2. I mean, we need that, and then probably next year Tremor. And they did the same thing with Explorer because they told us a long time ago that they were getting that King Ranch and Timberline were going away, and the hybrid was going away for 25 model year on the Explorer. But we'll see it in 26. I mean, it'll get introduced in slowly. Same with Raptor 2. I think that we'll see Tremor. I mean, we didn't see Tremor at the launch of the Maverick either, and then it came out, you know. And so every year they have to, like, whenever they do one, every year they want a new package or something different to be a reason for people to want to trade in. So they'll introduce something else in 20, you know, in 25 and then 26. So we'll get Tremor.
Laura, can you are you there?
Oh no.
It shows unmuted on our side now. Eventually,
So that's progress.
Laura will come in right at the last 5 minutes.
She will, and then she'll be so sad. I'll feel awful.
I know she will.
I think for Ranger customers, though, I think the Tremor thing was they had it, and truck buyers are so different than, like, I know it was cool in the Explorer and all that, but I think truck customers are
still muted.
Still muted. I think truck customers are so different than. And they want that Tremor package because trucks, a lot of people think trucks, they think of off-road vehicles. Like, they go hand in hand. I know two-wheel drive probably dominates really four-wheel drive as far as sales, but a lot of people think I need a tough truck, and Tremor is that.
So
and it's exciting.
So do you think, though, like, and don't shoot me, people, like, for this question, it's a real question. I know, it's screwdriver in hand. Is the Tremor a cheaper version of a Raptor?
Well, it's ish.
I was going to say poor man's Raptor because it's not. I mean, it's still pricey, but do you think the same people? Because I know you're all about Tremor trend.
The F-150,
and I love the way it looks. I love the way the Tremor package looks from that perspective too. So I wonder if they were to come out with a Tremor Ranger, if you would see more uptick in your Ranger sales in the different areas, because people may not think that a Ranger Raptor is obtainable for them, but a Tremor might be.
Well, I once again, I think what a Tremor might be for this, and you guys know better the inside of it. I think what a Tremor would be in the Ranger now would basically be like a semi Sasquatch package. You're still going to get 33-inch tires, maybe 32s, but you'll probably get the Bilstein suspension that they put under the Bronco. You're going to get a rear locker, which I was surprised that in the STX, the XL, that you can get a locker for $420. And that truck is nice on its own.
I don't think I realized it was that cheap.
Yeah. So I think it was under 40 grand. You can get a rear locker in a Ranger now. So I don't know where, Tim, I mean, am I just silly there thinking that they might throw just kind of
and you can tell him he's silly. It's
2.0 Bilstein package under it and call it a Tremor?
Yeah, I mean, and maybe they don't feel like they know. Well, you got the FX4 too, that has a rear locker and all that. And if you can go to 2.7,
there goes. Laura,
speak, Laura.
No.
I don't think she has the right mic.
She told me she doesn't have it on. I invited Laura on because Laura's a Midwest dealer, and I kind of like getting their information. And she was like, I promise I won't be too crazy. And it's like, this is perfect.
And she's totally not crazy.
It was so funny. Like, while we were in Texas, like, she was telling the funniest story. She's like, hold on, I'm so sorry. We're like, stop saying sorry. Like, you're good. It was the funniest thing ever. She's something. Try to tell him to do the mic check in the corner.
Yeah, check the mic before going in. You know, sometimes I have to go to mine twice. Like once the mic's not working, I have to go back in the studio. So maybe she should try to jump out of the studio
Checks out and come back
completely.
in.
Tom Altenberg says
Oh,
Ranger
he
Wild
goes-
Track X in the USA would do well.
I do. So
Well, and I
do
think
track
the
that at all,
trimmer
Tim.
is
Let's
the Wild
bring
Tractor
that
X.
up. So let's bring up their trim levels because that would be cool. But I think they need to bring Everest.
Yeah.
That's not Ranger talk.
Isn't it?
I
on
think
same
the
platform?
Ranger people might kill you right now.
Yeah,
don't
they might
care.
murder you if we die if we change topics.
They were very aggressive tonight.
Yeah.
So while you're doing whatever you're doing over here, or did you want to wait on Laura?
Oh,
Don't
I
call
think
you
Laura will
aggressive.
eventually either get here
Okay.
or not.
So Randy
Randy.
asked, so long story short, when can we expect them to actually start shipping? Well, standard
Tomorrow, I think.
standard Rangers are already shipping or have already
Technically,
shipped.
Rangers are shipping.
But Ranger Raptor, when do we expect those?
It was
potentially
today
tomorrow?
or tomorrow is what I heard. I don't know if you guys know any different on that.
I haven't heard
chicken chair.
anything yet. It's
They
been
don't
so
tell
good.
us squat, to be honest. I mean,
Yeah, I think
they really don't. I mean, the dealers really half the time don't know anything. Like I don't know where people find out when the okay to buy is, because like I mean we heard it on the Maverick. They were like, oh, got the okay to buy, but it was more media or
Yeah.
like Ford released it. You know, typically they don't just go,
That's the thing,
hey,
I found out from Ford just because of another conversation.
yeah. But it's like they don't always like put a news release. Like, you know, if you get
Yeah.
like sometimes you might talk to the head of your region or something, they might say, yeah. You know, but
yeah. So I've got the models, and Tim, please do not let us hold you up. We appreciate all the time you give us. So we got 4 trims right now, basically 3. Let's pull Raptor away from that because that's its own deal. I mean, the XL for under 40 grand, like I said, you can get a locker with that. That's a pretty nice little off-road truck. The XLT, which we were very impressed with at the press launch, very nice. And the Lariat, of course, everybody wants a 2.7 in these things. And the latest I heard was early summer. I think order banks will open up for those.
I heard late summer
Really?
For what? The Lariat?
for 2.7.
Oh, for the 2.7, sorry.
Yeah, because at the press launch last year, we were told December is when they were going to do the 2.7s. That's when they were going to for the order banks for that. Of course, that pushed. Obviously, we know we talked about the strike that pushed everything back. But yeah, the last time I talked to somebody that had any kind of knowledge of it was early summer. But I mean, that's the next thing for this vehicle is, and it's been such a goofy launch. And I hate to say, because Ford's had a
Really?
they've had a
We've
history
had a rough
recently,
couple years, okay?
I was gonna
Yeah.
say, do you
I'm not-
come on?
but I feel like if they knew the strike was coming, that was a talk a year before.
the one guy's even threatening to do another one.
Oh, I know. I've seen it. 28 or whatever it is. We're striking again. We're going to get more money. Which is
Late summer for
Yeah.
ordering, Walter, is the conversation for the
Was it?
2.7.
Yeah, sorry.
I think early
Yeah.
summer. Allie's saying maybe late summer. Because it's
well, at
not
this
like
point, is that not the 25 model year at this point?
it would
I
be.
mean,
yeah.
Right? That was always the craziest thing growing up
27?
in GM household, where it was like, yeah, but it's a 25. But it's 2024. How does that work? And like it was always that September
Well,
turnover
think about it. We
time.
got ours in August. Our Mustang in August, and it's
Oh,
a
I know.
24. You know.
I know. It's just it's
Crazy.
always crazy.
Usually starts in the summer.
Yeah. As soon as I know anything on that 2.7, trust me, I will break that news as fast as I can.
Yeah, Ragnar Khan. It really just depends on where in late summer as to when it becomes a 25 model year. I mean, as you know, if it rolls over into that September is where we're talking 25 model year
Well,
typically.
what is it? Normally, end of July is not shut down, but it's changeover, and then what by end of August
Well,
is new.
Yeah, say order bank changeover. Usually when the order banks open up and then it's like 2 or 3 months. They got to schedule way in advance. So yeah, it's usually like August, September, that kind of date range
And I could
for a
see
lot of
them.
models.
I could see them pushing it to 25 now, just saying, hey, it's hey, due to circumstances, it's now a
We were
25 model.
supposed to have these things last year.
Oh, trust me, I ordered one, hoping for that. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was like,
So-
you know, let's say trimmer was this, like the F-150 trimmer was the same way. It was like, you know, we were talking about trimmer earlier. Well, even F-150 almost didn't have it for 24 model year.
Yeah,
I
right.
mean,
Or
they ended up
F-150
kicking
right
it to, yeah, got lucky.
So John Lure says my Ranger Raptor was supposed to be built last week, but I don't have a confirmation. So I have a couple of questions for you. Do you have your order number and your VIN number? Because that'll make a difference. So if you have those, you can actually do your
Here,
order
let's-
tracking online,
Well,
and Dave can actually show
I'm
you
gonna.
with
Yeah,
our.
I will actually walk you through what you do, and because I'm always amazed when people hide their order numbers or all that, because you can't steal my vehicle. But
Yeah. Yeah.
like
Even a
so
VIN
go to-
number, really, to be honest. I mean,
yeah. So
A
check.
VIN is a VIN is a VIN.
Yeah. So here's what you do: you go to check your order
Yeah.
status. We'll put ours in right there. I'm not a robot.
Notice
I
how
hope
it
not.
auto populates, you guys.
Yeah. Well, I've probably
Yeah,
checked
he's
it
checked it a few
several
times.
a couple times.
You're right. So let's see if
Your session has expired. Try again.
So this is what'll pop up if you're new to all this. So your dealer should be able to give you your order number once.
Mhm.
Basically, once you get a VIN, the dealer should say, "Hey, you'll get a VIN." And what you guys know by Tuesday, I think by Thursday they're going to get
Thursday.
your buildable.
There's,
Thursday.
Okay.
yeah, they get
So-
order schedule on Thursday,
Thursday
Okay.
I hide.
every Thursday, typically.
Thursday you hide.
But it previews right earlier in the week.
Yeah,
Get an idea.
they'll preview orders to Tuesday, Wednesday, but that just because it previews doesn't mean it gets scheduled.
Okay. So what happens? If your salesperson's, especially acute, especially on a Raptor, they should be giving you updates like crazy. I would think that's a sign of a good salesperson. I don't know. I don't sell cars, but once you get your VIN,
Unless you have this one,
Yeah.
and then he's just a pain in the ass.
you get your VIN,
I
you'll
told
get
him to
you'll
shut
see
up.
the order confirmation, and once you get your VIN, it should give you a scheduling up here. You'll see mine is scheduled for the week of. That does not mean the day of. It's scheduled for that week of.
So it could be any day of that
yeah,
week.
which we know ours is the 19th, which is a Tuesday.
And it could move around too.
Right. And our Bronco did. Our Bronco was scheduled for like the 28th or something. It was literally built on the 29th only because it was shift changeover.
Mhm.
And
Pushed it.
like, which wasn't a big deal for us. And when as soon as I get my window sticker, I will go over the window stickers with you guys, because there's a lot of good information in that.
Yeah,
especially
so
if
stay
you're-
tuned.
You're kind of a truck geek if you really like to dig in about this stuff. But past that, so it'll go in production right here. It'll give you I think it gives you a date there, right? If I remember right.
It should.
Mm,
I was gonna say, I think it just goes green, doesn't it? That it's in
Yeah, I don't
production.
No, I think it gives you the date.
Okay.
Because I think it'll say the 19th for us. I think
Okay.
that's what it'll say. But when it says in production, that does just remember, it's probably built within 2 days. It's built, but Ford doesn't say built till they're ready to ship it out. Am I clear? Is that right, guys?
Still.
Yeah.
until it's shipped out.
Yes. So
it'll
there's a lot
say-
of January builds.
So I'm not gonna lie. I have several that don't even hit like shipped or final preparation before we have it. I'm not
our-
saying,
you're
I'm
in
not
Michigan,
saying
though.
like don't get your hopes up thinking like that's going to happen to you. But this is just to
Faster
give
than the
you an
internet.
idea. It's not always
Good.
100%.
Depends on where in the United States you're located. If you're in the heart of Detroit, then yeah. But for us, it takes 4 weeks to get it from there to here.
Now,
We're going to get notified.
Are you guys rail then convoy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
because Kansas is a main hub for Ford, I think.
I
Yeah.
figured it was rail then convoy.
So once it's in production, don't freak out. It's exciting, but don't be. That's the worst part. And I always say,
Don't
this.
get your financing lined up. Don't do any of
Don't
that
call
stuff.
your salespeople 500 times.
Yes, but that it's exciting. But that's the longest wait. Once you know you've went into production, till it says built, and as soon as it says built, either it's at the dealership or it says it's built. There's no in between. It's ours didn't show built till after we paid for it.
Each of
Oh,
those
that's right.
are like a process within it. So what customers don't see is they see the in production. That's like a status. There's a sub status to that. It's like, okay, it's it's at trim, it's at this place, and then it's it's been produced and then it's been released. Those are all part of the end production process and then you'll get the built, and then then it won't go from built to shipped sometimes for like a week or two, depending if you're lucky, And so that's a lot of people get confused by that. I'm like, why is it taking them a week to 2 weeks to produce my vehicle? Now, your vehicle's produced, it's got to take quality checks. It's got to sit in line to get, put on a shipping. I mean, but it'll stay in that production status until it triggers that built or triggers the shipped, process, and to start that process. So it's confusing to people.
Quite a few people going, oh, it's because of a programming issue. Why my vehicle's no. If it hits the lot, I'm telling you, it's done. Other than during COVID, there was some microchip issues where they just had to pop some stuff in. It's done. It's just the okay to buy once that happens. And then it's just getting in line of shipping. There's no rhyme to reason. And trust me, my Mustang, I think Allie, it moved like 4 times.
At least.
Because you can start once the modules, and there's a way to check them all. Once the modules are on, it's built. There's some backdoor.
Are you still able to do that? Because I know a lot of people were starting to say
it's changed, but you can do it still. But you can check your modules, and that means the computer's active, and you can see, okay, the vehicle's green. It's active. It's a vehicle.
But again, don't let that control your decisions, because just because they are, doesn't mean that they're going to be there the next day.
And that's the thing. Tim and I have a really cool tool on like the dealer side of things, called VinView, and like we can tell you a really good idea of like where it's parked, what the battery life is, like everything. So I mean, how many miles are on the car.
Allie found ours in a lake one time.
I did.
Our Mustang.
It really wasn't. It just looked.
You're going to have a lot of fun. Try to back a Transit Connect from the factory.
Oh,
we saw it go like all over it out. It's like, wow, where's it? Where's that boat going?
Everywhere.
Yeah, but I want people to realize, like, don't freak out about the tracker. I know people. I love the tracker, but remember, this isn't Domino's Pizza. Like you're dealing, Domino's deals with 6 parts.
I had a guy call me so many times because his pizza tracker didn't update, and he like wanted me to call to like fix it. I'm like, no,
right,
not happening.
So there was a mention. David Carlson says, I still can't find where I need to click to see my window sticker, and the website says that I'm able to click and view the window sticker.
It should pop up here in this,
but that's what he's saying, is that it says I should be able to. So
what is it?
Probably
7
delayed.
days?
Between 7 and 10 days is about the average from what we've seen from different viewers, is when you'll start to see your window sticker. You'll have a link in there,
which is, so the scheduled week. So what she's saying is right then. So the scheduled week's about 7 days before the scheduled week, right?
Correct. 7 to 10 days before that scheduled week is when you'll be able to click on that link.
Which makes it worse.
It does. It really does. Once you see it. But here's what's really cool about once you do see your window sticker, which, like Dave said, once we get ours, stay tuned, because he'll do a walkthrough on what's really important to know on it, to be able to kind of tell you like blend date and different like parts of your sticker that you never even realized were important.
Yeah, you can learn from the window sticker literally where you were in line in the order of building that day. So do they do that different for Raptors? Do you guys know if the little the number they give you, is it just specific to Raptors, or is that in the whole line in general?
That I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's any different.
Probably just that run of that day, I would assume.
Also, I'll put it in the chat. There is a website that you can actually go to. At least it's worked historically. You just put your VIN number at the very end.
So Tim never sleeps. He lives on Code Red.
One night, I think it's Tuesday night. So when I do the live stream, I start drinking like, sometimes energy drinks or whatever. So like when I get done with the live stream, it's like, I can't go to sleep. It's like midnight, 1. I commented on something on like Maverick Truck Club at like 1 in the morning, and they're like, "Do you ever sleep?" It's like, no. I also sleep in.
What's crazy about that is you're so mellow, and you have a tone in your show. Like I would never suspect you're like hopped up on caffeine.
Hopped up on Mountain Dew.
Well, no, I just can't sleep. But
Yeah.
no, I don't. A lot of people don't realize I don't go until like 9 a.m. I mean here, so but then I stay till like 6 or whatever. But and then on that day, I don't go until 11 that night. So
Nice.
I just stay all through.
I understand that. When I was in guitar sales, vintage guitar sales, and I wouldn't have to be at work till 11. So I was up till I was playing a musician too, so I was playing up all night. I go to bed at 4 and wake up at 10:30. Like, oh shit, I gotta be at work in 30 minutes.
The bad thing is that's usually when Ford drops stuff. It seems like Tuesdays is when they drop things, and so then like some of those Tuesday mornings I got to make sure I'm up so that I can. But I want to get up too early because I know that I got the live stream and I'm gonna be yawning through that live stream.
So scroll down for me.
All right.
So just click on one of those. Doesn't matter which. So here's the link that's worked historically for us. It worked for our Bronco. It also worked for our Mustang that we bought last summer. That once your window sticker is generated, you will be able to go ahead and actually use this link to put your VIN number at the very, very end. So obviously keep the equal sign and then put your VIN number after it. So take all that insert VIN number after equal sign stuff out, but you'll be able to check for that. So that may help you. For the gentleman that said he couldn't actually see my window sticker. So you might be able to go the back doorway to see it.
The cool thing about Raptor is you get that pretty red window sticker. You don't just get the blue or the green. You get that pretty red sticker.
Our Raptor 24 was in here tonight. Said sorry he was late, but they were at softball. So day in the life, sir. We understand. We're in softball season now too, and we're just getting ready.
100%.
Get crazy.
What I want to know is, do you get any kind of like off-road school with that, like the F-150 Raptor?
We don't.
That's what I want to know.
I would think something.
Oh, I thought Allie was saying yes, and I was like, yes.
So the press event is going to be in Utah, and guess where the Raptor school is? If I remember, it's in Utah.
Vegas.
No, that's in Vegas.
No, not Bronco. F-150 is in Utah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, is it?
So
okay.
I have a feeling that's where the press event's going to be. I can't say for sure, but if you guys want to see, go follow Dawn McKenzie on Instagram. She's
Dawn
DAWN, and she is Ford Communications, if I remember right. And she's usually at these press events. So
yeah, she's kind of like Mike Levine's right hand lady.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she was at their testing. They were testing their course.
I haven't seen anything posted since then.
Well, yeah, but 2 weeks ago they were posting some fun stuff there. But I'm excited for that. Once again, I was bummed that we didn't get that invite. I mentioned this and I kind of was snotty about it, and I didn't mean to be. So I know they're sending some heavy hitters in their TFL. Our buddy with Pickup Truck Plus SUV Talk got the invite.
Are you supposed to be telling who's going?
They know. But they're sending a bunch of influencers, some TikTok people and stuff. And where do you guys, as salespeople, where do you guys sit with that? Is that interesting to you, the whole social media side? I know you both would love to be there, obviously.
I mean, I can tell them how it helps them.
It doesn't?
No, how it does.
Oh.
No, she means it does.
Okay. I thought there was.
I mean, they're trying to relate to the younger generation. Unfortunately, like that's what does it.
Oh, Bird Dog said he got the invite.
There you go. Yeah, you'll know that I'm frustrated, and I know that we're kind of as dealers, we're looked at as dealers. So even if we're doing really cool media and you have a YouTube channel like TC Custom, still don't get to go to some of that stuff. I mean, Ford doesn't, like, the manufacturer don't have a choice when the auto shows see that you're media, because they see what your channel does and everything. They're going to give you media passes, so they don't have any choice but to kind of let you in and give you some of those invites. But outside of that, I struggle. I mean, I put my name in the list for Ford to try to get information and such, and I don't know how they select when you get what, but a couple times, like during when it was at Carlisle, when the Ford Performance, when that package came out, I got an email the night before, and I was like, okay, I want these every time. Keep giving them to me. I've had 1 cent. So it's like, I was like, what are you?
I think that's like the frustrating thing, because like you have people like Tim, myself, Mitch, who we are car enthusiasts. Just because we work at a dealer, we're kind of like looked down on. But it's
Yeah.
like we have to be pumped about your product.
Yeah.
If you don't pump us up, I'm sorry. Like that's the reason why I love Broncos so dang much. Like if I didn't go to the dealer preview, I wouldn't have taken my car.
Yep.
Any bird dog?
Off rodeo is why I got a Bronco. I ended up ordering a Bronco. I ordered one, but I'm like, but off rodeo is why I have all the stuff on it that I have now.
Yeah.
Yes, we're enthusiastic about it too. I'm in E2. I have a Mach-E on order, and here I am. I'm kind of hoping there's some sort of school for Mach-E for rally. I'm like, let's go.
I wouldn't be surprised if they do something in North Carolina, like they do the Edges and the Explorers or something.
Like,
Wasn't there,
Maybe, I don't know.
Tail of the Dragon with
Well,
that would be fun.
no, but there was talk of something. I know Mustang was supposed to get something in North Carolina, maybe at the Speedway. So
Yeah, Mustang
Dark
has
Horse, maybe.
2 different things at Charlotte.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
I think but I definitely think they're going to do something for it. I will say I was not a big fan of the Bronco Raptor till I did their off rodeo. And it wasn't the off rodeo.
He was a true hater.
I wasn't a hater. I just thought it was expensive and too wide. But once you go experience one of these vehicles where it's intended to be experienced, it's a whole nother.
Yeah. Hold on, give me 2 seconds. I gotta go check on Maya.
All right.
Okay.
But
if you see for us as dealers, we actually have to pay quite a bit to start. If we want to be in this, we got to participate. Like they're doing that off radio with the solar eclipse thing, and they're going to review the blackout package for the Bronco. And to go to that, I have to be a customer and pay for the whole.
Wow.
Was it $5.95, right? And I'm
That's
like,
crazy.
which I mean, I don't know. I don't think they're letting media go to that because they don't want to take away from the experience for people that have Broncos, so which is fine. But
I think for
that
you,
would be a super cool experience.
I think
though.
you get for like you and Mitch and Allie, I think it's a weird thing for you guys is because they don't want to play favoritism.
Yeah.
And they don't want other
Mhm.
dealers thinking it's not that they don't want you there because they 100% want you there.
They want you there
Yeah.
to create content.
Well, they know that, hey, these guys are the heavy hitters of our brand on YouTube, but it would be some dealer in LA that doesn't care anything about it. They got wind that another dealer got to go and they didn't get and it would just be so it's just better to unfortunately just be like, no.
Yeah. And I get that, so, but
well, Michael Nice down there not being very nice. Tim, if you've got to go, please. I don't mean to keep you. I greatly appreciate your time, man. What do you?
Actually, I jumped on late, and so I didn't know what you guys were. I didn't even look at the title. I just clicked on it.
So, for everybody watching tomorrow, what can they expect from you guys?
We're gonna talk Maverick. So I was actually supposed to have, and it still might happen, the Maverick brand manager on the live stream. He actually reached out to me and said, I think it'd be fun to do a ask the brand manager type of thing on your podcast. Would you be willing to do that? I said, yeah, if you guys are willing to come on, sure. We could do that. And, it's kind of like when you had Mike Levine on. It's like one of the, or when Bronco Nation had him on, it's one of those things. So I know what it is, but they do want to get input, and they know that we really have the end for the Maverick community. So instead, I said, okay, so I contacted them and said, hey, when are you thinking? Got some openings, in these weeks. It might be a month before we get it past legal. It's like, oh man, are you kidding me? So tomorrow, actually, I did a Maverick Monday today, and I kind of talked about 2025 Ford Maverick, some things just from what Ford Authority has showed us that could be updating. But there's a lot of things that I think they need to correct and to do better in the configuration for the Maverick. So we're going to talk about that tomorrow night and talk about, like right now, there's so many XL orders and why, and I think, well, that, an XL is enough, it's got cruise control. It's got all these things. We're going to talk a little bit about that tomorrow night. And I'm trying to hopefully get a big crowd there so that we can get a lot of Q&A and a lot of like discussion going.
Yeah.
Because I do know that the brand manager from Maverick does watch it, because he'll email me like Wednesdays sometimes and talk about certain things and all
Nice.
that. So he is watching those videos, and so
Nice.
it would be
We'll definitely
fun to
send
kinda-
everybody that way
to
and,
do that and talk
check-
about that and talk about what can change for 25. So
Well,
there's
we'll
a lot of
definitely send
funky things
everybody
on
about.
Maverick that I don't know why they do it. So
Well, Maverick's got some fun coming. I think 25 is a mid-cycle refresh on that vehicle. I expect to see the ST pop up,
hold on,
which will be fun.
my headphone's not working.
Oh. You may turn him down.
You okay?
No, it's on his end.
No, I know.
Uh-oh.
But
Well, I'm like,
We hear you,
my
Tim.
headphone died. Hold on.
Oh, we still hear you.
he can't hear you. That's what I'm saying. Turn
Yeah.
him down because you'll hear him loud.
We done ruined Tim's mic.
Laura can't get on. No, Tim's is messed up.
I can't hear you, but you guys can hear me. The mic's working.
Uh-huh.
Yep, we hear you.
All right.
All right, so everybody go over what Tim's doing. Is definitely tomorrow. Go over to Long MacArthur Ford. Check out their site. Like Tim said, he needs a lot of people in that to just show the brands that, hey, the brand managers like, hey, there's an enthusiast crowd that want that.
And now's the chance to get your questions in too. Like your
Yes.
questions, concerns. Be nice. Don't be nasty. Like we were said, like the constructive criticism or the constructive recommendations.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
that's the thing. If you're just like sitting there bashing it, they're gonna ignore you.
Yeah.
Rightfully so.
And I'll push for Ranger. I'll push for Ranger brand manager. See if we can't get somebody.
Ranger brand.
Ranger brand.
You said Ranger
It sounds
brand.
like a cereal. Ranger brand. Ugh,
Gosh.
it goes in good and comes out bad.
Oh, this is a family show.
Oh my gosh.
Jeez.
But anyways, let's see. Pull Tim out of there for a minute. So definitely go check Tim's thing out. We do greatly appreciate Tim's time. I know.
Our Raptor says, I don't want to talk Maverick.
What if there was a Maverick Raptor?
No.
The idea
Raptor
though of an
Maverick, you
ST, the ST Maverick, that is coming. Could
Yes,
you
well.
imagine a fun little lowered truck? that just a
No,
little rocket
you're
ship?
all about lowering stuff.
Either jacking it up or lowering it. I never leave a vehicle
well.
alone, except the Ranger. I'll
That's
leave the
true.
Ranger alone. Guys, time for final questions, comments. Let's see if Tim. Did we get Tim back?
Can you hear me? Yeah.
I got you now,
Oh.
buddy.
Okay. Yeah. My
Can you hear us?
I just had one earpiece in, and so that one died. So I had to get the other one put in.
Let's see. Bring final questions, comments, guys. If you have something clearly, we. If I don't know it, I bet these two do.
So Bronco 78 brought up, it was interesting to me because this was kind of going along the question I asked earlier this evening. It was like, do you think that people are going with Ranger because they can't get Tremor? So it's kind of similar. Bronco 78 says, I'm curious as to how many people, and we know we don't know the actual answer to this, but it's something for a good conversation. How many people only want the new Ranger because of the Raptor? And how many people would rather just have a standard Ranger over the Raptor?
I would do an XLT all day long.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would build an XLT, no problem.
Yeah, and just build it up.
With how
the-
the XLTs are now equipped, I would probably do one.
I would want the 2.7. I always tell my videos I want the most horsepower, so I want the
100%.
2.7. But
Okay.
yeah, no, I think it. I mean, off-road, you can build a fun off-road vehicle with that, and that's where the XLT I think shines. If you want to build an off-road vehicle, I think it shines at that. It's a pretty good price range. You can get a lot of with it. The interior is very nice. You know, we were very surprised when we saw the interior, even the XL, the STX package. That interior is very nice.
Yeah.
You still get the big screen. Maybe you don't get all the features, but you're getting the big screen in that digital center console. The 2.3 is peppy in that, no matter what.
Yeah.
So
That's the thing.
I
I,
would build
actually
that.
don't hate the 2.3 in it.
No, it's not bad.
Well, and honestly, we've talked to people. The
Yeah.
2.3 and the Bronco isn't that bad either. It's just we like the 2.7
We're
better
snob- we're
because we're
snobby
Oh,
for
I
snobs.
mean,
horsepower.
same. I mean, I like the 2.7 more too, but
Charles Van says FX4 XLT.
Tim, I think you have a 2.3, right?
Yep, I got 2.3.
Yeah.
I added the Roush cold air, the Roush package, but I wouldn't buy the package now. Just the cold air
like that.
intake is all you need.
That's the thing. Like
Huh?
when I was ordering mine, I literally ordered it blind because I wasn't planning on taking it. I'm just like, oh, this will sell well. Here you go.
Right.
So,
Steel Bronco says, is Dave getting personalized license plate for his Ranger Raptor?
which is great
Yeah, it's
because
gonna be Alley 2.0.
that would have been great too.
That would have been great too. But
We,
that's
I
not
think
what
it's
it
what
ended up.
ATN Ranger or Raptor. I think it's
I
what it
think
is.
so.
And then what pissed me off after the fact, it's green. And then I even looked at it on the site where you can order them, and I should have called it Clever Girl for Jurassic Park, where the raptor's like looking at the guy, he's about the attack, and he's like, Clever Girl. And I told Kelly,
Not everybody gets it.
I know, but not everybody gets
Jurassic
license
Park.
plates in general. But
Nerd alert.
But yes,
Not
there
everybody
will-
gets it.
we put custom
Could have
plates
done
on.
Hulk at the green. I mean,
Yeah, that would have been great too.
Well, he thought about doing what the horsepower was it? 40,
Yeah,
406?
406. I think it is.
Almost did
HP.
406 HP. They both were available, but settled on AT
So
and
I-
Clever
Raptor.
Girl, I kicked myself on that one.
I have
know.
a salesperson that has 10 2 for his F-150.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you have Tim? Do you have any special plates on yours, or you just?
I have Vid Guy on one,
Nice.
and then number 4 and D, and then Vid, and then GY. So Ford Video Guy.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Allie's got what? Allie D, I think.
That's what's on the Bronco.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of my
It's
customers
silly.
was actually behind me the other day and texted me. He's like, "Are you at 96?" I'm like, "Yep."
Yeah.
RR Raptor 24, appropriately 24 RRPT.
There you go.
Great.
Oh, that's funny. Look at Zach Ends.
Oh,
It's right there.
All right, I gotta go. Maya is officially
All
not
right.
being patient anymore. So Tim,
all right.
Bye,
Allie.
Allie.
I
We're
will
not
see
far
you
behind
in
you.
43 days. Or
Yes.
no,
Yes.
How many days?
43 days.
43 days.
Yes. I will see everyone in 43 days, and I'll talk to you next week.
See ya.
Bye. Allie.
Bye. Zach N says my Fiat 500 is Mario Kart. That's
Oh, that's
hilarious.
great.
That's
That is
good.
great.
And then Bronco 78
Yeah.
says Bronco 78 says Bronc 78 is my 78 Bronco. Whew.
Right.
Try to say that 16 times fast.
Yeah. You know what's crazy is, so Tim, did you get the information about the Bronco hardtops?
Oh, you never
Mhm.
talked about that tonight.
I
I
know.
don't know. I was going to talk about tomorrow night. Just the memo of what came out, but I don't know. It doesn't mention how much they are.
They're $5,000, 49.95 or whatever,
That's
$5,000.
Not that bad.
No,
not too
it's very
bad.
tempting.
Yeah, I don't
and-
know. I'm okay with my cloth top.
I like ours. I mean, we ordered the advanced fiberglass,
But it
top.
definitely has a lifespan on it.
Yeah, that's the only thing. We've already noticed some wear and tear on our top, like where you bend it. Definitely with the
Yeah.
bend area, you can see some wear. And I'm assuming they're going to go, no, we're not covering that, is what I would assume they're
Yeah.
going to do. So they did
Yeah,
replace
mine-
the rear plastic glass though, so that was nice.
It's not glass, it's plastic.
the plastic windshield.
Our rear window they replaced
Yeah. That
because of the
one
broken
back
yeah,
panel.
because of the exactly.
But
So they did
Mm.
that
yeah, I
for
don't
us.
think
No
we'll get
trouble.
the full top.
We're not going to get a
Yeah.
full replacement top.
Well, to be fair, my Bronco, I didn't really drive a lot in the first year. So, I mean, it's once we went to like Tennessee and stuff, then it was like, okay, then we started going off-roading, and then I was driving it more like now it's
And then
like
it was all over.
that's
then,
my daily
right?
driver now, unless Barb takes it. It's like it's a competition. So who's
Oh,
going to take it
100%.
today?
You still have your Lightning? You still have your Lightning?
No, I traded that in for a Maverick.
Okay, nice,
So I have a trimmer Maverick. So
nice. Well, I know,
which is
I know for
which is
you,
fun to drive.
I know for you, Ford's got a bunch of fun stuff planned. I know you were at the dealer previews or whatever they do in Vegas. So I know you eventually Tim's going to bring out all these cool secrets that when Ford says is appropriate. So I can't wait to see what you
When
guys,
his embargo is lifted.
yes, when the dealers
Yeah.
do talk. But I bet you got some good juicy videos coming, man.
Well, I've seen there's a bunch of 25s refreshes on a lot of vehicles, and there's some good stuff coming. So definitely.
Nice.
Nice.
So
Wrap it up with you, Tim. Where are you at with the new Explorer? Are you excited about that vehicle, or was it?
I
just
think
a
it is
little not enough?
no, I mean, I think it was a lot of stuff. I mean, one of my videos I said you're getting more for less money, and it's true. Like even on the active trim, you're getting more standard equipment. So there's stuff that was in a package that you didn't get when you start adding that on. It's actually $1,000 less if you add all that equipment, and you still get the upgraded screens and everything that you didn't have. So I think Explorers is I think they've done a good job on it. And we're going to be ordering. We need to order 25s for scheduling. It's going to be soon. So we'll be ordering actives with the comfort package. We'll be ordering. I think ST line is actually a really good buy. And there's a package in there where you can get like close to limited type of equipment, and that package was saving yourself $3,000 from going to limited. And I think that's a good one. So I kind of mentioned that in that video I did, but I think that's a good one. If you like the black and you like the sport look to it, that is good. If you like the platinum look, then go to platinum. But I think you can save yourself a couple grand. And the ST line for what is it, mid 40s, you're getting Bluchers if you want it, but you're getting all the upgraded technology from the adaptive cruise and everything else, the 2.0. So you're getting evasive steering, your intersection assist 2.2, whatever that upgrade was. I don't know. But you're getting all that stuff that, is pretty cool on it. And, which now that's where it begs to differ. Why aren't we just putting that as standard on everything? That's one of the things I'm going to talk about tomorrow night with the Maverick. Is why do I have to go up to a Lariat and spend $35,000 when, I mean, even your Explorer, which is $39,000, get standard adaptive cruise and all that stuff. Why can't I get that on XLT?
I mean, a lot more vehicle for. I mean, I know it's a little bit more, but it's honestly less if you consider the size of the vehicle that you're getting comparatively.
Oh yeah, yeah, and we do pretty well with Explorer. For us, I'd say the bigger the metro dealers around us, like we kind of, for us in the KC region, we dominate trucks. We were #1 Super Duty, F-150, and Maverick last month, and I think the entire KC region, or at least in the state, in truck sales. Where we lack is the SUVs. But those metro dealers sell a lot of Explorers and Expeditions and Escapes. So that's the Explorer. Definitely, I think they did a good job. So
nice.
Well, cool. Well, everybody go over to Tim's site tomorrow, especially. So if he can get the brand manager in there, it really does mean a lot to have these people in there. You want a good showing of people and good questions,
good engagement.
Yeah. And bring those Maverick questions. I'm assuming Tim will talk a little bit of everything, like he said. Hard top is interesting to me. I know Mitchell Watts did that video today on TC Customs about it a little bit. There's still some weirdness to that we'll get into. I may do a video on that down the road. But Tim, I want to say thank you. I know it was last minute, but we really appreciate you jumping on here, buddy.
All right, it's always fun.
Well,
we appreciate you. Thank you, Tim. Have a good one.
Long MacArthur Ford. Go tomorrow night.
Yes.
And unfortunately, we've had to do a video on Tuesdays, which interfered with Tim's. I'm sure we did. Tim
well, I missed yours and missed mine.
I know. But Tim, we'll see you tomorrow, buddy.
All right. Thank you.
Later,
see ya.
There you guys go. Tim is always very kind with his time with us, and we greatly appreciate him jumping in, because I saw him in the comments.
And it's usually during his prep time.
Yeah. Yeah. So
we always pull
him. Kelly, with kind of final thoughts with Ranger, knowing that they're not, well, obviously like we said earlier, they're not just going to dump them out.
Right.
It's not like here's $5,000 Rangers all of a sudden.
$5,000 is a amount, is a number, is money. It's not, you can't say $5,000.
5,000 Rangers all at once. But it's exciting for people, especially if you're looking for the Raptor, like we are. I was that close to being right. Everything I was told internally from the company told me this, and even Allie and them were surprised.
And they're usually right in the past.
Yes, and they were surprised. All of a sudden, it was like, whoa, they just did this. Press reveals still aren't till 10 days.
Which I bet that there's some press folks that are probably not very happy right now.
I might have talked to one today that was a little disappointed.
I'm sure
that that happened.
because now they can't get ahead. They can't have their content ready.
Well,
Like-
they will, but there'll be a bunch of
no, I know, but they don't have it ready before the launch, and here these
Yeah.
vehicles are starting to launch, and it's
PR.
just-
Ford PR should be upset about it.
Yeah.
They spend, and I've mentioned this in these videos. They spend millions of dollars to get everything to launch when they want it to, and then
Mhm.
for whatever reason, Ford dumped it early. I'm excited by it though. I think it's going to be a fun truck. I think it's going to be a fun truck for us. I will be sad to let the Mustang go.
Yeah.
We were in it this weekend. She knows what I was doing. I was revving the engine, having fun in that car.
always does.
But I'm a truck guy. The car could get me in a lot of trouble, so it's probably better to leave. Truck's going to be in a lot of trouble.
we
I know.
even drove past a bunch of bikers that gave you the look like that idiot.
I went
And it
down-
was a bunch of like old school bikers too, like leather jackets, like
we were
screaming bicycle gang.
maybe drove by them at triple digits. I'm not going to
You
say
weren't that fast, but it was close.
fast.
But
RR Raptor, you'll just have to go to All Terrain Nation Live, sir, and if be
you
sure to
may need
subscribe to
leave
that
it-
channel.
You may need to leave this up a little longer if it's been shared elsewhere.
I probably will leave this one up. But All Terrain Nation Live is where after the replays go normally. Like Kelly said, we'll leave this one up because everybody seems interested. I appreciate everybody from
Mhm.
Ranger 6G. I hate that they didn't understand the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
That we all kind of just chit chat for a minute.
Yeah.
And get into the news. But appreciate you guys. If you would subscribe to the channel, we would greatly appreciate it. But just hitting the like button means more than you would know. It tells YouTube's algorithm like, hey, somebody liked this for some reason.
Colt 45 says they're replacing my top because of where it folded.
I saw that earlier.
So it's definitely something to keep an eye on for ours.
Our dealership can't even get certain things right. And speaking of getting things right,
Are you there?
nope.
No.
Oh man,
Oh my. That's
Um,
funny.
guys, we greatly appreciate this. So whether it be two-wheel drive,
Four-wheel drive.
it only matters what you drive. If you're driving the FORD, What does that
4RD
stand?
tonight? Ford.
Ford, and this has been Ford Talk Live presented by nobody right now. Damn it. Peace, everybody.
See
Love
ya.
y'all.